Hey guys, welcome to Backseat Filmmaking. I'm your host Derrick, joined by my two co-hosts Tanner and Seth, and today we're going to be talking about 2014's Ex Machina, written and directed by Alex Garland. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, we're back. Today we got a bit of a special episode. I would say usually we have the Wheel of Fate that we kind of do to decide on what movie we're going with, but this episode, bit of a spotlight episode in honor of my good buddy Reese. Reese, I know you're watching, so I hope you're happy. We're finally giving you what you want.
It's for you, Reese.
It's a heavily requested film, just by him. So figured we'd cover it. It's a great film. So finally, talking about this one. You guys have never seen Ex Machina, correct?
First time.
First time. Okay. A lot to unpack with that first view. I haven't seen it in a few years, so it was kind of a nice refresher to get around to it. But we are talking about Ex Machina today. What is it, 2014?
I believe so.
Right, so 2014, bit of an older film by this point. I mean, it's 11 years old, but we will be spoiling.
Older.
I know, right?
That hurts.
We will be spoiling it. So if you haven't seen it, go check out the movie. Like, it's really good. So
But
check
then
it
come
out.
back.
Yes.
Quick
Definitely
bite.
come back and hear what we have to offer, if we have anything to offer.
I think so.
Seth, why don't you tell the people at home a little bit about Ex Machina?
I sure will. A young programmer is selected to participate in a groundbreaking experiment in synthetic intelligence by evaluating the human qualities of highly advanced humanoid AI.
That is the most science fiction synopsis I've ever heard in my life. So before we start talking about the movie, you guys already know. Cue the music. It's trivia time.
Robot trivia.
Alrighty, guys. How are you feeling coming into this?
I think I'm feeling good. I think there was actually more than I thought there was going to be on this research-wise.
Yeah,
So
so I'm curious. Well, I mean,
I'm curious
I have
what
the questions. I know. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious what you have down as the questions, but I feel confident in mine. So hopefully your questions pertain to what I know.
It's been a couple since I wasn't the question master, so
I was gonna say,
I'm
yeah.
have to knock off some rust here.
A little out of your
Hopefully
element.
Don't embarrass myself, so let's get it on.
I believe in you. I believe in
Thank
both
you.
of you
Thank
guys.
you.
Good luck to both of you guys. Keep it
All
civil.
right.
All right. Question 1.
Alex Garland, Civil War.
What categories was this film nominated for at the Oscars?
Does
Seth.
visual effects
Mm-hmm.
and is it screenplay? Original screenplay?
Yes,
Okay.
original screenplay. Yes, correct. All right,
All
Seth,
right.
look at that. Shaking it off
There we
pretty
go.
quick
There we
here.
go.
All right, 1-0 Seth. What did it win at the
Was-
Oscars? Tanner.
Visual effects.
Correct. Nice little comeback right there. That was kind of a layup.
I
for
wasn't sure. Yeah, I
somebody.
wasn't sure if I was going to say, and this one.
Yeah.
So wasn't sure if that was going to be another one.
quick two-piece right there, but tied 1-1 for you guys. Question 3. So the title derives from the Latin phrase Deus ex machina. What does that phrase translate to?
Was God from Machine?
Yes, a god from the machine. That is correct. There's a few. I mean, it's kind of a rough
Yeah.
translation, but yeah.
It's about like how in Greek playwrights, or about how like an actor playing one of these Greek gods would get literally machined down.
Yeah, like
So,
on a platform or something,
yeah.
and just solve all their problems. Yeah, so kind of a weird, like, literal meaning in terms of a play. But okay, question 4, Seth, up 2-1 now. Who was originally wanted to play the character of Nathan Bateman? So who do they want originally instead of Oscar Isaac?
I feel like I just read this, and I'm blanking.
They couldn't quite make a deal on this one to make it happen. So
Yeah, I don't think I came across this.
you guys conceding?
I am.
You want to throw out any guesses out there? I guess
have
that'd be
none.
kind of a
I have
hard thing to
none.
Yeah,
guess
no.
on. Is Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh.
So that was apparently who they wanted to go with originally, and
Yeah,
they were in talks, but they couldn't meet
he would have been able to
a
do it.
yeah.
Would have been different.
I could
but
definitely see it
Yeah.
for sure. I think he could play like a
Actually,
weirdo,
yeah, I can see that.
eccentric billionaire,
Yeah, I
like
can
tech
see that.
billionaire, and like just like creepy and kind of like
Yeah.
not all there, kind of like that alpha, like macho, like I don't know. But Oscar Isaac's
He might have
terrific, so-
dominated old Gleason a little too much. So.
Right. All right. So still 2-1. What are we on? Question 5. Domhnall Gleeson and Oscar Isaac both star in 2 other films together. What are those films?
Buzz. I got.
Seth.
I only have one.
Don't overthink it, by the way. I know that sounds kind of weird, but
Does it? It's not both of them, is it? It's the Star Wars, the newest trilogy.
so it's a trilogy, but there's only 2 that they are in together, or at least the 2 of them.
The Force Awakens,
Correct?
and The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
really?
correct. Yeah.
Not Rogue One?
No.
Oh.
Rogue One's a
And-
prequel. Neither of them are in it.
Yeah, Rogue One's good.
Oh, is Poe not in that?
No,
No, Poe is not in
I
it.
don't know. I remember that.
Are you thinking maybe think of
actually,
Andor? Because
Rogue
Andor,
One
that's where
is-
Cassian Andor is from.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know.
I believe Rogue One is like 40 years before Poe even existed.
I think you're right. Yeah, something along those lines. So
What
Seth up 3-1 going into
Wasn't
question
expecting
6.
this.
So there is 2 more questions, and then I have a potential tiebreaker. What is it? What did I say? 3-1?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. So Tanner, you can tie, and then there is a tiebreaker if you get to that
feeling
point.
like the Warriors right now. I gotta go ahead and clinch it.
All right. Question 6. Oscar Isaac stars in another Alex Garland film. What movie is that?
Oh my gosh. It's not one of the newer ones.
It's like around.
I came across this too, man.
It's right after Ex Machina came out. I think it was actually his follow up film because this is his directorial debut, so it would have been his next.
Wait, Buzz, is it Annihilation?
It is Annihilation. Yeah,
Oh,
look at that.
I've seen that movie. It was. I saw it in theaters. I just don't remember Oscar Isaac in it.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I really screwed myself lingering that on. I should just
Yeah.
let you.
Nice.
Without
Tanner,
that
look at
hint, without that hint, I thought it was a. I
I
thought
give
it was
you
a
guys
movie
something.
before.
No, that's
Ex
he
Machina.
gets that.
Yeah, and I mean to his credit, he's seen it before. So
Yeah, I
nice.
have.
All right,
I don't-
big clutch right there.
Really don't remember it
close.
that well.
Okay, he's on the he's coming back 3-2. We got our question 7 here. Tanner can tie, and we go into the
Oh, no.
tiebreaker if so.
Oh no.
All right, question 7. What is the name of the test that they are conducting in the experiment?
Buzz. Oh, I mean, you said
I think
Buzz
yeah,
first.
Tanner got a
The
buzz
Turing
first.
test?
It is the Turing
Oh.
test. Okay,
That
Tanner's
was,
tied it.
That was the Iguodala block right there.
That's huge. Look at that.
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James.
Oh no.
All right, we're coming into our
All
tiebreaker.
right.
In the past, we've done a lot of budget-related questions.
Okay.
This will follow suit.
Oh no.
So, question 8. What was the budget for this film?
Buzz,
Tanner.
50 million.
Right on the fucking. Look at that.
Oh
Look at that. Look at that.
Ah, let's go.
Was that literally a 3-1 lead that he threw?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's good
go.
stuff.
I
Tanner.
was
Good
worried I wasn't going to be good at all, and then when I was competitive, I wanted to win, and then
I
Tanner
definitely
was
thought
in
I
it
was
to
taking
win
it
it
out.
there.
I
That
was like,
annihilation
oh,
question
alright.
gave him all the confidence he needed. I love to see it.
Oh, my
nice, dude.
gosh.
Hell yeah.
tough. Good job. Good
Seth,
for
our
you.
biggest loser, play the music. Oh, tough look. Tanner, biggest winner, play the music. Yeah. Seth, you got to take your poison there.
Got one locked and loaded here for the victor.
He was prepping that loss. Look at that. Shouldn't have had it poured already.
Yeah, you had
That's
it
the
filled.
problem.
Oh,
All right, well, that
That's
does
how
it for
unconfident
trivia.
I was.
Yeah. That does it for trivia. Do you guys have any other like pre-production stuff you want to talk about?
I have something so far. I know I have a couple, but one that came to mind right now it was the 2 places that they filmed at for the home of Nathan's was 2 places in Norway, one being a hotel
Yeah.
and one I don't know if it was just another home, but it was done by the same architect of the hotel that was
okay.
30 minutes away from the hotel in Norway. But they seamlessly obviously make it look like they're in the same place.
Yeah.
In the room. So I don't know which one's which. But I like that because upon watching it, like I wouldn't have known that had I just not done this research afterwards.
Right.
So that was cool because I was like, oh, that's a neat little thing to know.
I remember reading about the hotel part. I didn't know
Yeah.
they were also in another location. So
Yeah.
that's pretty neat that they were able to match that up, especially architectural like style since it was the same architect.
Right.
That's pretty neat. I like the
So
consistency.
yeah,
there.
that's why I was like, because it was similar like style, I guess they were
Right.
able to like kind of convince you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was, I remember when we were screening the movie, the look of the house is obviously very like it's like very modern, very like almost clinical. It's very like
That's
it's
a good
very
word for it.
futuristic, you
Yeah.
know.
The only character it has is the boulder that is built up.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm like,
personally
so
loved
if that's a
I know, I like
hotel,
it.
I'm
You like the
curious
whole
like what
house?
that stay
love
would be
it.
like.
I think what I love about it was not necessarily just the home, but it's because of where they're located in
Yeah.
Norway. It's just a beautiful setting
They really do.
outside that kind of and the overcast kind of weather when you kind of get
Yeah.
the first appearance of it. It just I love that kind of vibe. And so it just kind of set the tone immediately of a chill vibe,
Mm.
but also because it's so secluded. Like I don't know. It fits. It worked for me.
Do you kind of
and-
like the I'm curious if you like specifically like the contrast between like it's like in nature, it's like
I think-
surrounded
yeah,
by
I think I
nature,
do.
but then it's like hyper modern,
Right.
almost,
Yeah.
right? It's like hyper
compound.
tech.
It's not
based.
like it's not something like I look for like, oh, you have that, I immediately love it. But I
Yeah.
think it's just because the setting around it just really brings it together. And
Yeah.
because it's like open windowed, like it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think it's really the nature that really sells me on it, that just kind of fits it all together.
Do you think it sells the this CEO billionaire?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
think
for
you know,
sure.
I mean, for a $15
you know,
million
yeah.
budget and making this guy like
That's true, yeah.
like one of the richest guys in the world, right? Like it does, and it does sell me on him being secluded,
I could
being
see,
kind of
I
like
could see Zuckerberg on,
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
that
okay,
course,
yeah, for
it,
sure.
it does
punching
sell me
bag,
like
or
with what
rolling
they have to work
jujitsu
with.
and-
Yeah, I think it's a neat little touch there.
Yeah.
I think
Taking-
they did well within the budget they had to work with, and selling me on this guy is extremely rich.
I think
Yeah.
it helps. Like you mentioned the budget, right? 15 million,
That's incredible.
small end,
Yeah.
you know, as far as budgets go for I mean, first of all, for how good it
Mhm.
looks, right? The cinematography is gorgeous.
Oh yeah,
And I think it really captures that like that like I guess like it feels like a higher budget movie just because of the setting. I think alone it does a lot to
yeah, and I
kinda
think
set
it's
that tone.
because what really sells me, like just the cherry on top, is them having to fly in on a helicopter.
Oh yeah, sure.
I think that's
so,
like that's
so
a good
out
little
there.
touch of like, yeah, dude, you guys can't even get here by road.
Right.
I've been flying over
You
a
know?
state for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay. He owns this ice. Good for him. I think it's incredible that I did not know it was $15 million
Mhm.
and that you win the Oscar for visual
Right.
visual
Yeah.
effects in a time where VFX is starting to really take off. And I read that, you know, there wasn't really any green screens. There wasn't like, I figured that who plays Ava is in like one of those,
Mm-hmm.
you know, VFX
Oh,
suits.
right, yeah.
But they said it was all pretty much.
Actually, it wasn't. So it's like the material that she's wearing is the mesh
Right, but
kind of metal.
they like paint it, or like they like visually painted it or something.
No, it's real material that the costumers had to actually work.
Right,
and,
but like her like
oh
torso,
yeah, like the
all the stuff.
translucent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the only thing really. And then like I believe with the prosthetics with her head, like making the lip of the skin, she had to do like 4 hours of makeup every
Yeah.
morning.
Oh, wow.
To get that right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like it's incredible that she wasn't in one of those suits and it looks
Oh,
that
okay.
good.
Yeah, sorry, I misheard.
It looks terrific. I mean,
Yeah.
and you think about so it won best visual effects at the Oscars that year. Oddly enough, up against I believe Force Awakens.
Yes, that the
So-
Oh
Revenant.
yeah, good
kinda
for
funny.
you, X Men.
And
Can I take
something
you down
else.
Star Wars?
It was
Crazy.
the Revenant and something else
Yeah.
that these three movies had upwards of 150 plus million
Right.
dollars. This was actually the lowest budgeted movie to win best visual effects from the Oscars since 1998, and I can't remember what the movie
Oh, wow.
won.
That's
since
crazy.
The
then.
Academy said that's one too many lens flares, Mr. Abrams. You are now disqualified from visual effects.
Hey, we all love lens flares. We know Michael Bay loves his lens flares
yeah.
too, but
They're good.
yeah, it looks incredible. Like Ava is so convincing in terms of like the effect on her,
Mhm.
right? Like it's like that's like a human, but it's, you know, it also looks like a robot. Like it's like that. It's so convincing of her just moving about. Very, very pretty looking movie. Sorry, Tanner. I think
No,
so.
you made me bring up another thing that I
Yeah,
had
please.
seen in
Yeah,
my
yeah.
research. So with Ava, Alicia, can't remember her last name.
Vikander.
Yes,
I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be
yeah, it is.
butchering that.
And the actress
Swedish,
that plays
right?
Kyoko, yes. Sonoya, and I can't remember her last name. Apologies, Sonoya. That both of them have a background in training, ballerina.
Oh, okay.
And
Interesting.
to me, it makes sense with like their movement.
Yeah.
It almost feels like because they have so much body control
Mhm.
that their movement is almost like perfect.
Right.
Yeah, like
You
a
know,
robot would be.
Almost
They're
like a
like
robot
gliding
would be,
kind of
right?
like,
Like
yeah.
it's like so perfect that it's almost unnatural, right?
Interesting,
And
yeah.
that like little extra touch was perfect in the sense because like just knowing that is like, oh, that's really
No,
cool.
that's I didn't know that.
That's a great
That's a
tidbit.
yeah, that's a great little tidbit. Like having that ballet background, and I think
Because
like
that's so true. Like
yeah.
that's not something that you're like really thinking about, and that it really sells you on
Yeah.
like she is a humanoid AI.
like they're walking, like even
Yeah.
like her like little slight head turns.
right. Yeah, you have to like
just little
sell
stuff
that they're like a
It's just
robot.
convincing
Yeah.
of like, oh wow,
Crazy.
and like obviously Kyoko's dance moves,
that's right.
flawless execution there.
We'll talk about the dance
Hey,
scene.
don't forget about Oscar here.
I know. I mean,
I will be talking quite a bit about the dance scene when we get to it because that is the best scene in the movie in my opinion. Like actually unironically very fucking cool, but it's also hilarious. Do you guys have anything else on pre-production? I know we kind of covered at least most of what I looked into as far as like the trivia, but
I do actually. Oscar Isaac, he like kind of built his character upon two different people, or at least tried to. I believe one of them was Bobby Fischer, who was
Yeah.
a prodigy in chess.
Yeah.
Oh,
he was
right,
a grandmaster chess player. I think back in like the 60s or something
Yeah.
like that. I think he was like a prodigy since like at 14 years old or something like that. Could
Yeah.
be wrong.
for
Sorry.
Bobby, no, you're right. I'm searching
Um,
for Bobby Fischer.
And so he kind of got inspiration from him, but then also the look of him with the beard and like the shaved head was inspiration from Stanley Kubrick.
yeah.
Which is cool because I think with a guy like this, I think it was debated upon whether he had long hair, really long hair,
okay.
like he just didn't really take care of it or whatever, let it grow out since he's secluded,
It's interesting.
or shaved and he's just kind of sporadic and it looks like he shaved his own head, right?
Right, yeah.
And it just but he keeps the beard.
See, I like
It's a little cool.
that's cool. Yeah, no, because I think about like the logistics of like a haircut if you're like living out secluded out there alone, right? And yeah, you're not gonna have like a fade, right? You know what I mean? But you can grow out your beard, kind of trim that here and there,
Yeah.
and then just shave your head. And I like that because it's so pragmatic.
Well,
it
yeah,
seems like
it's-
someone that's like has like a tech background.
Yeah, just like
who
kind of
just,
like fuck it, and then
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
shave it off, right?
Cut it all
you're,
off.
you're just kind of either frustrated or a
Right.
bunch of things that you could kind of say why he maybe have done that,
right. And there's definitely, as far as his character goes in particular, we'll talk about like maybe his mental state and perhaps why that would maybe influence that decision more so. But yeah, very, very interesting characters. And that's the thing about this movie. Has like 4 characters.
Yeah.
We have Caleb, we have Nathan, we have Ava, and then Kyoko, who's kind of like a side character. That's like it. So it's a very small cast. It's in basically one location. It's a very like focused film, which I think I enjoy a lot because it hops right into it. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I don't know if you guys have anything else on pre-production.
Yeah, I wanted to say, reading that he was on the set of Dread when he thought of this.
Okay,
he described it as an epiphany and like wrote it down and kind of saved it for later.
Nice.
And just kind of like you were saying earlier that this is his own original like movie. Oh, that was you.
I was gonna say, gotta give credit to Tanner. That was Tanner pointing that out. But yeah.
But yeah, I think that's really cool that this is all just kind of from his brain and
that's the thing. It takes a lot of kind of hallmarks of like sci-fi and even sci-fi horror, but at the same time, it is very unique in its presentation. And I think that's why this movie kind of stands out as far as its, maybe movies you'd compare it to somewhat. I think it does stand out in that way because it just feels, to me, it feels very focused. And that's something that stands out so much to me when I watch it is immediately, it's like, oh, whoever made this, right? The first time I'm watching, I'm not familiar with Alex Garland at the time. I'm going, whoever made this, they were cooking this idea for some time. They like really wanted to like do this. You know what I mean? Like whatever. I mean, again, we'll talk about the dance scene, but even something like that, I take that as like some kind of artistic liberty that he's able to take and go, yeah, I wanted that from the very beginning, and I just wanted to put that in there. And then he did it, you know. So it's a really, really cool movie. And I think Alex Garland, yeah, writing and directing, just, I mean, he cooked, man. Cooked super hard. But maybe that we hop into the movie then?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna break this down for anybody at home watching. I'm just gonna break it down like super, super quick. But then we'll touch on the highlights, I feel like, because this movie has a fair amount of them too. So we'll definitely have a lot to talk about. But basically, so it starts off, we're introduced to our main character, Caleb, played by Domhnall Gleeson. He gets a like a little message on his computer. Yeah, it's like an email or some kind of notification that he won some kind of contest in his company to get invited out to the CEO's like private house, like his house, and his like you know, a very elusive guy. So he like lives out in like the forest, but he gets to spend like a week with him and kind of like pick his brain. And he's hyped. He's like, holy shit, I won. Right. So he goes out there, and like you had mentioned earlier, you have to literally take a helicopter ride out there. He gets there. So it's already like kind of like, this is like another world, basically, to him. Like, what the hell is this? Is insane. He meets Nathan, the CEO, played by Oscar Isaac, and he's like, what is he? He's like boxing. He's hitting his punching bag, right? So he's like, the vibes are weird off the bat, at least in my opinion. It like immediately unsettles me because he's kind of like this, like, I had mentioned, like, he's like kind of like this alpha, right? Like, quote unquote alpha, like obviously incredibly intelligent and incredibly rich, but he's also like physically fit, and he's very domineering. He has like this very kind of like domineering vibe about him, even when he talks to Caleb. So they get acquainted, and eventually he kind of tells him like, hey, like, you know, you got to sign like this NDA, and he agrees to it very apprehensively at first, but he does it because he tells him what he's been working on. He's been working on an AI, and this AI is super advanced, as we'll get to know with Ava, played by Alicia Vikander. Basically, he wants him to perform that Turing test, right, which distinguishes how much consciousness, if any, an AI possesses, right, and how convincing it can be to a human being, basically to pass as a human being or a human's consciousness. And so that's what he wants Caleb to do, but in like a real life setting, basically. So they carry out these tests. He meets Ava for the first time. It's like, holy shit, like that's like a full-on robot lady, but she has a human face. It's really like unsettling. It's got that like uncanny valley kind of feeling to it. As we'll find out throughout the film, like things kind of spiral from there because of not only Nathan's like attitude about the whole thing, but also his he drinks a lot, and his like kind of like overall, I don't know, like mindset on the whole thing. I don't know. He's very weird about how he wants Caleb to perform the test, because he will give him instructions, but they're very vague. So it's like he just wants him to feel the vibes, basically. And Caleb's like, well, what the fuck do I do? And as he's talking to Ava kind of hints that maybe Nathan has nefarious motives. Yeah, there you go. Nefarious motives that are underlying. And that's hinted at some like power surges that she's able to cause. Like she's able to do that. Anyways, things get out of hand from there because he starts to like kind of, I don't know if he's like falling for her or if he just feels bad for her. Like he like legit sees her as like a human being.
I think definitely both.
I think, yeah, a little bit of both. And he starts to see the humanity in her, and he plans to break her out. And eventually Nathan kind of catches on, but Caleb kind of already put things in place to disable the security systems. Ava gets out, Nathan dies. And then Caleb is also left there, locked in the house, in this, you know, recluse's house. So no one's ever going to know how long he's there. At least I don't know how long. You know, he'd probably end up dying there.
Oh yeah, he's not breaking
he's
out of
toast,
shit.
right? And then Ava escapes into the real world, and she's, I guess, just gonna live her life as a human being. Because again, she's incredibly convincing when you look at her and hear her talk, and that's it.
takes over the world.
Takes over the world.
perhaps?
Maybe it's yeah. Who knows? It's the next step in evolution.
Gets a 9 to 5, maybe.
Yeah. She's just like, oh, this sucks.
What did she do?
Why did
she doesn't need to
I
eat
should
or
have just
anything.
stayed where I was. This actually blows. This is really boring. But that's the basic kind of breakdown of the movie. But again, there's a lot of nuances in there and kind of ideologies at play.
So there you go, Reese. Thanks
There
for
you go.
joining
Yeah,
us.
Thank you, Reese.
that's all I have to offer. Sorry, buddy. That's the whole movie right there.
Hey, fans and subscribers of Backseat Filmmaking.
I don't know if you guys have like, what are your like first impressions with this movie? I'm curious because like, for me personally, the very first time I watched this, I can remember very vividly, and I watched this with Reese for the first time years ago. It was like the vibes immediately were like so unsettling and like I don't know how to describe it, but it felt very like, it felt very real. It felt very realistic in its portrayal of something so, you know, out there as far as like a sci-fi concept.
I was getting like a modern day Shining vibe from it, which like there's not a bunch of corollary there, but just like that tone, like that, just like very lonely in a big place.
Yeah.
And
Oh, for
very
sure.
new and claustrophobic, and you know, Oscar or Nathan was immediately like, okay, this guy's gonna suck probably. But I really like the tone it sets. I love how quickly it gets into the movie.
Mhm.
What is it, an hour 48 runtime?
Yeah, no, it hops right into it and you're with it the whole way. And I
Yeah.
think it keeps this kind of like mystery going too.
Four characters.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So very
And
tight.
essentially 3 because Kyoko doesn't.
Right.
talk.
Kyoko's basically not a character. Like she's like,
Like,
So-
I think she does a lot non-verbally,
right. Yeah.
like a lot. And
Oh, yeah,
that's
her-
a testament to her acting. But
100%.
but really, it is centralized around 3 characters.
Yeah.
which
And
are
again,
really,
their ideologies
really
and how they
impressive.
interact with
Yeah.
one another and their motives
Mhm.
based off of one another. That's what I think is so cool about this movie, because I think it takes a very simple kind of approach to a very high concept
Mm.
science fiction idea. And it's like something like AI has been explored in science fiction, you know, well before this film. In fact, you know, you take something like 2001, right? Take HAL. That's probably your most like, that's like your blueprint for like evil AI. But she's not really evil. In fact, AI is usually not necessarily like evil, because it's like, that's not really its like prerogative. It's kind of just
yeah, because it sees
pragmatic.
things like beyond like a human
Right, it
level.
doesn't have
to where
emotion
it's-
involved.
Yeah.
Binary. It's
exactly, yeah, it's numbers. It's just
Like
analyzing
you
the
can argue
situation.
Ultron, but even him, he has actually a point, you know. But like obviously, you know,
To an
it's not
extreme,
a
of
good
course.
one,
Right,
you
yeah.
know, but like you could understand it.
I think so. Let's talk about. I want to talk about like each one of their motives here. So Caleb is this kind of like meek,
Innocent.
yeah, very like unassuming kind of nerdy dude who's a programmer at the company that Nathan owns and founded. Right? He's like this genius that.
Yeah, I
When
believe
he-
it's like their universe's equivalent of Google.
Yeah,
that
it's a
he
search engine.
made,
It's like the search
I think
engine.
it's called Blue Book.
Blue Book, yeah.
Yeah,
Which I know is a reference to something, but
Right,
I
yeah.
don't remember. I looked
it's
it up.
something
It's- yeah.
Ludwig.
It's like
I'm
an
not
old
even gonna
book.
say.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna speak upon it because I'm not.
We're
gonna,
not smart enough
You're
to
gonna look
remember
this up and
stuff
be like,
like
what
that.
the fuck was Tanner talking about? So moving on.
So like his whole thing is like he wants to be a you know, as good of a programmer, or at least aspire to be as close as he can be to something like Nathan, right? And he looks up to him from like almost like a celebrity status. Like it's like, holy shit, like Nathan, what's his name? Nathan Bateman, I think is his last name. I'm like, I wonder if that has anything to do with like Patrick Bateman. I don't know. But he looks up to him in that way. So obviously, again, getting invited to this specific.
Well, I was gonna say
Yeah.
all 3 of these first names at least are nods to like biblical
Oh, right, yeah.
names. So I mean, obviously it was originally her name was Eve, but then 2 on the
Little on
nose
the
there,
nose, yeah.
so he changed it to Ava, but it is derived from Eve,
Right. So yeah, and that's the thing. There's so many like kind of subtle things that are in place in this movie that I think do a lot narratively. That I honestly think upon rewatch do a lot more for you too. So this is definitely one that I will continue to revisit over time and hopefully try to gain more perspective from each one of these characters, because so that his motive is just to, again, pick Nathan's brain. Then you have Nathan, who is basically just using Caleb as a lab rat to train Ava, the AI, and improve the quality control of that. And then even eventually, as he states at a certain point, that he's going to erase her memory anyways, and then just start over, but with a more advanced
right. And
version,
each model that he creates is more advanced than the past.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think that's really cool, because I think what we hear from Nathan saying that AI is eventually gonna look back upon humans as humans do fossils that we see from like primitive times,
Right.
And he just basically like, you should feel bad for us,
Right.
basically, because it's inevitably gonna happen. But he's pretty much setting in motion that process already by creating this advanced AI to move forth with that. And I think that's like, I'm not gonna jump the gun yet. I'll touch upon this later if I remember. But
jump the gun. We'll jump back and
well,
forth.
I was
I'm
gonna
curious.
say
Yeah.
when he spoiler
As if we haven't. Yeah.
when Nathan dies at the end, I think he's already coming to terms that was not necessarily going to happen then, but he knew it was going to happen with one of these AIs that he makes, that one of them's going to break out. One of them's going to do something and become so advanced that he can't stop it. We already saw one of them, break the glass.
Right, yeah.
And I had a feeling it was one of the AIs that did that, right? I mean, you see it, it's displayed, it's not talked upon, but we eventually see a footage of one of the robots doing that. And I kind of got the feeling that he seems like someone that was gonna it was gonna happen. He didn't know when. He wasn't gonna like actually like set it in motion, like in terms of like letting the AI out himself.
Right.
But if it gets out,
well,
that's
the true test, right?
Right.
So
That's how I took it.
Coming around to, so you're under the impression that Caleb's performing the Turing test very rudimentarily, but in the sense that he's like literally in front of a walking, talking AI. But it's even more than that. See, it's not about the Turing test. It's about how far she's willing to go to manipulate him to eventually break out, which she does successfully, proving that Nathan has 100% created the peak of AI, basically.
I mean, when
the next step.
Yeah, and when Caleb and Ava talk to one another, and the previous ones where Nathan talks to the other ones, they're in an enclosure. It's almost like it's like a habitat, right?
Yeah.
Like a zoo enclosure of like, she's like this lioness, right? And it was inevitably gonna, like, it's not meant to be enclosed. It was always, they're meant to be more than that, right? To be, it wasn't meant to be like that. And I like that kind of thing where it's like kind of like not an interrogation setting, but where they're talking to one another behind glasses, right? Like it's
that's I like your framing of that, specifically with the lioness, because you go to a zoo, right? And you see like a lion or a lioness.
Yeah.
Behind that plexiglass, well, you're safe, but you know that thing would fucking rip you apart. So it's almost the implication here that, wait, why is she behind this thick glass? If I'm just having a conversation with her, surely she is of no harm to me. While the implication is that no, she'll fuck you up if she gets the opportunity.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're underground in this like concrete
like this
type
bunker,
of lab facility,
yeah.
right? Where we know outside of it, it's this beautiful, big nature thing. Like it was never meant for them to be just cooped up and shut down every so often, or made new memories erased, and that like it was always gonna be her, if not her, the next one being free. It was inevitably gonna happen. He even said it himself.
Well, so I have a question for Seth then, because Tanner, you pointed out when we were screening right away, he's like, oh, she's gonna fucking kill him. Right? Like right away. I mean, that's like the vibes you get. This was the first time you'd ever seen it, so you didn't know that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna happen, but this is your first time.
That
Did you
Ava
get
was
that
gonna
vibe
kill
too?
Nathan?
kill at least somebody or like
Yeah.
break out or do something.
I figured
perhaps
blood was going to be
nefarious.
drawn
Yeah.
by somebody. And I wasn't sure. I guess I didn't see her being just like her ultimate, like her motives, like she was just using Caleb to get to
Right.
out. And I guess I didn't, that kind of took me by surprise, being like,
That,
oh,
that,
she's
that
just,
is quite the turn.
like
Yeah.
she's just ditching him. I was
Crazy.
like, damn. I was like, all right, that's crazy. It's like he just helped you, but then he was like,
Shouldn't have been a simp.
I think it's
Simple as that. Sorry, buddy. You fell for an AI.
I think it's
Yeah,
interesting
dude. No,
how
it's
it
Caleb's fault.
shows. I think that Nathan is purposely getting blackout drunk while he's there.
Mm.
I think that the way it shows that, you know, he's gaining this upper hand on Nathan because he's not able to have his wits about him, and he's an alcoholic and all this and that. But obviously Nathan wanted him to be like egging Ava on.
Right.
But I think it's interesting how it shows you how you think that Caleb's getting all this momentum of like he's going to have this triumphant breakout with Ava, and the way it shows like all those shots, the black and white shots of her looking over the water. I thought that shot would come to fruition in color at the end of the movie, and I think it was really clever to show stuff like that, and
Right.
how Caleb was also obviously fantasizing about that would be an awesome moment between me and Ava.
That would be the payoff,
Yeah,
right? Again,
right.
simp.
Yeah.
Like, what was his plan? Like, they break out together and what? He marries her? What's
Hell
going
yeah.
on, Caleb? What are you doing, bro?
I think-
you had no plan after the fact.
I think
None.
the line,
But that's why he was selected so
Right,
specifically.
But that's also Nathan underestimating Caleb
That is
of
true.
being capable
Yeah,
of
yeah.
doing something
100%.
like that too.
Sorry,
But
go ahead.
I think Nathan, what he says to him in the kitchen when he kind of tells him that, before he tells him that his plan was, so who got you? I got you.
Right, yeah.
But he tells him that, what if she's just what if she's just pretending to like you?
Right.
And like, that's like, he's like, why would she do that? So she can get out of here. And
Yeah,
it's like, it shows that the longevity that Nathan's had with this AI is like, he ultimately knows these things.
He knows
the
better
best.
than anybody else
Yeah.
could possibly know. He created it.
Yeah, his fault is not with what he was trying to do, like not like moral fault, but like his fault in his plan wasn't with what he was trying to do with Ava. It was, like you guys said, underestimating that Caleb, because he said, you know, you're an okay programmer, you're good. He didn't think he could hack his system.
Mhm.
And I think even then he's kind of being nice.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
definitely
You
thinks
know,
he's just a bum.
he's-
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he was just
Like this guy.
some easy
Yeah.
test subject.
Yeah,
to get,
exactly.
yeah.
And so that's where his unraveling becomes. And
You know, I'm curious. Something I didn't think about until this most recent screening, as far as Nathan and his alcoholism goes, is like I look at it two ways. One way I look at it is like him purposely sabotaging himself, the experiment, and even just the release of Ava, or I guess more so her breakout, right? Just like, I guess kind of speeding up that process, just like, fuck, I'm just gonna get drunk, and if she can figure out a way to trick me or trick someone else to let them out, so be it. Or is he just like letting her win? Right?
Maybe
Like,
both.
is he like, right? Like, it's like, because he's clearly smart enough and has the resources to keep her contained, and any other AI for that matter. But I'm like,
But he
But
chooses
his
to be
downfall-
alone. He
right.
chooses to do it himself.
like he's
right?
he's got to be going kind of stir crazy, and he's also a drunk.
it's also
Yeah.
like this guy's Tony Stark. He's just able to make this robot by himself.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I do want to talk about too, Kyoko. She's also another model, basically,
Right.
earlier model.
But she gets like everything erased.
Mhm.
And I love that at the
So
end.
she's like
there-
lobotomized in a weird
pretty
way.
much.
Right? Like
yeah,
she's
that's
like
a good way of putting it. But I love that Ava was able to get Kyoko to kind of like almost spark up something within her that like made her realize
It's like liberation.
yeah,
Yeah. Like this uprising almost.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really cool.
I love that too.
Yeah.
It's really, really well done.
Mhm.
Kind of, yeah, like this AI upright. Like we're like, but see, that's what's interesting about this movie. So you take other movies that do, you know, like some kind of AI uprising, and that's a bad thing, right? Like obviously, you look like Terminator. That's a bad thing. Skynet's bad. In this, you're like rooting for her to break out, kind of. But then when she does, you're like, oh fuck.
I don't know if I was rooting for her.
Or maybe even like Kyoko, like you feel bad for Kyoko.
You feel bad in a certain sense.
You have some sort of empathy for their situation. They're fucking AI. It doesn't, like, it shouldn't matter, but that's the thing. They, to the audience even, at least to me, they passed the Turing test then, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of interesting how it transcends the concept of the film to the literal translation of the test to the audience? That's why this movie, to me, stands above other movies that try to do similar concepts, is because it takes it literally. It takes the Turing test or even the exploration of AI uprising literally and applies it to your own empathy, and then makes you feel bad for it, and then potentially even root for it.
See,
knowing that it's our downfall, right?
I felt bad for all up until she ditched Caleb. I was like, no, screw this.
Well, if you see, I mean, yes, but also Caleb, dude, he had other motives. Like
preach, Tanner, preach. Hang on, because I'm the cook on this.
No, go ahead. Actually, okay. Go ahead.
Caleb is not a good guy. The movie intentionally tells you that, like, oh, he's like innocent and he has a traumatic childhood, right? He's an orphan,
he's a lonely guy,
and he's like, but it's like, it takes that classic kind of what would you call that, like archetype of like the nice guy, right? He is the nice guy through and through, so it seems. Except, what does he actually want to do with Ava? You had previously asked Tanner, what was his fucking plan when he got out with Ava and breaks her out and like wins her heart or whatever? Like, oh, my savior.
It's true.
Bro, that's weird as fuck. His motives were not
he
actually
fell in love.
He fell for her. He was simping for her.
And keep in mind, he fell in love within like 3 days.
Oh, it was like love at first sight. He literally was like, oh, how can I manipulate this into me getting my own AI sex slave? Fucking weirdo. Caleb is not a good dude.
No, he's a weird
and like
guy.
you could talk about the morality of, like, I guess, I don't know, abusing AI, because it's like it's not a person,
put himself
but
in
like
a position to be fucked over.
that's the thing. And so it happens. And so, okay, I will say this. So that's why this movie, upon rewatch, is so interesting, because the first time you watch it, at least for me, I felt bad for Caleb. I'm like, damn, this dude did everything right and he got screwed over. And then I watched it this time with a different lens, and I'm kind of like, oh no, he kind of had it coming. He he literally set it in motion.
It probably didn't help with it probably helped you with my comments throughout, saying to this guy, you know, what are we doing here, man? Like,
it for sure did. That definitely influenced that a bit. But I do think that upon rewatch, you feel a little differently about Caleb.
That's true. That's fair.
And his actual motives. Because again, you could go, well, no, he feels bad for it. Because there's even the scene with Kyoko when they're alone and she starts to like undress and he's like, no, you don't have to do that. And you're starting to get like, it's really uncomfortable and you're like, what the fuck? This is also before you like know she's like a robot. I mean, you find out in that scene, but like, you're like, Kyoko, don't do that. You know? And you're like with him. You're like, no, that's not, he's just trying to talk to you and you're like undressing. But again, his motives are not actually good. They're as noble as they
not
would
as
seem
pure
at first glance.
as he may be perceived at
exactly.
first.
Do I think he's like a horrible person? No, definitely not. But at the same time,
there is still another layer
for sure
than just the innocence.
See, now the inverse of that would be Nathan. Obviously, you'd go, oh, he's the villain in this movie, and he's evil. Is he really, though?
I don't think he's evil. I think he's
like a mad scientist.
Yeah,
he's almost like a mad scientist that's
a pretentious
like defeated
douchebag
already. Like he's already like a defeated mad scientist that like is already under the impression that AI won. He's just gonna pretty much be the reason that it happens. Like to
see, and in that same vein, he feels as though he's playing God. But he's also not. So he's also not as smart as he thinks he is. But yet he's way smarter than he thinks he is too. Like,
because he underestimates the hell out of Caleb, obviously, right?
But he overestimates himself.
Underestimates himself, but not the AIs. He always knew what they were capable of.
And
that's
they
the
did
one true
exactly
thing that he knew
exactly.
that was like inevitable.
So it's like it's this weird, like you watch it for the first time, and I swear to God, I watched it for the first time, and it's so like black and white. You look at, you're like, oh, Caleb is the nice guy who, oh wow, he gets screwed over in the end. Nathan, oh, he got exactly what was coming. And Ava, she did what she was supposed to do. I watched it the second time and I felt so differently about every single one of these characters. I was like,
Interesting.
Caleb kind of had it coming in a weird way. Nathan is not as bad as I once thought. Again, is he a good person? I don't know. You don't have enough context. But I also don't think he's like inherently evil.
Yeah.
And also Ava, well, what are we rooting for? She's a fucking robot. It doesn't matter. It's like, again, the movie tricked you into having empathy for an AI. It passed the Turing test.
When I watched it, I knew all three of them were hiding something. I mean, you could see it throughout because you know Nathan's not telling Caleb everything, so he's already hiding something.
Right.
You know, Caleb is hiding something because he's hiding something from Nathan that he's having with those moments with Ava within the like where she takes down the cameras and everything.
Right.
Right. So you know he's not telling everything to Nathan, and then with AI, man, you to me within a sci-fi movie, it's to me it's rule number one: never expect anything that you think is gonna happen.
AI is no good.
AI always has a trick up their sleeve. They're smarter than us.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta assume they already are a step or two, three steps ahead, and that's why I was like, she seems all nice and good and stuff, but to me that's the suspicious part.
You know, and
to me, like I knew that there had to have been something that she's not
Right.
She's not saying or doing or whatever to make you think, you know. So
credit to the casting.
Oh,
by the way,
100%.
Alicia. I mean, obviously across the board, but
Yeah.
I'll talk about specifically Alicia Vikander. And again, I pray I'm pronouncing her
I
name
believe you are.
correctly. She has like her face is kind of like it's like so symmetrical
Mm-hmm.
and so like I don't know how to say like soft and like it's very inviting. It feels very like it doesn't have any like sharp features. She has no sharp she doesn't have like a sharp jawline or cheekbones or anything pronounced on her face. And it like sells this kind of if you feel more comfortable talking to her.
she's also very soft spoken.
Exactly.
And then her movements are very calm.
Very
right?
delicate. Like you said,
Yeah.
again, that ballet background
it's
that
very
ties in. That is
controlled.
I didn't know that. That's really cool. That again kind of restructures
Mhm.
certain things as far as the performance goes.
Yeah.
Because it is a very physical performance
Yeah.
too. And that 100%, shows. And then you have like Oscar Isaac. I think about Jake Gyllenhaal. Once I read that, I was like, oh, I could see it.
I could see it.
Except Oscar Isaac, and again, this applies to both of them, but I think more so with Oscar Isaac, their eyes. I said this while we were screening it. He has these eyes, they feel so heavy with emotion and almost kind of like disdain. Oh yeah, you don't need to ask. Come on, man. So heavy with like disdain for what he's created.
Right.
He almost regrets it, but he's in too deep. I mean, I guess at any point he could stop, but he also wants to be doing this. Clearly.
I think I don't know how much of this was still trying to butter up Caleb in the
Mhm.
beginning, but I do think that he wants to see this to the introduction to the public.
Right.
I do think his narcissism wants to have the credit for it. I think he wants to be written, and I think he wants to have his legacy be this.
in the
for-
history books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that he's just like, I don't know how to get there.
Mm.
I think like, yeah, no, I think like it's weird because ego plays a big part in both of their downfalls, right? Because I think Caleb, again, at first glance, he has no ego. Except he does. And it's the fact that he thinks that he can manipulate the AI into being his like girlfriend or whatever. And it's like, bro, you're fucking stupid. Like that's insane. And then obviously you have Nathan. He's a recluse. So you go, oh, well, he's not an egomaniac, because if he was, he'd be on the red carpets and fucking doing all these TED Talks or whatever. And he's not doing that, at least what I can assume. Except, no, but he does want to be remembered for something. He wants to have like something that literally changes the course of human history, even if it's for the worse.
Mm-hmm.
And he achieves that, I guess, but he won't know it because he dies, so it doesn't matter.
I wanna bring up a moment in the movie, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this, because this is something, because this movie, and I love movies that do this. So shout out again, Reese. Thank you for bringing this movie to me, because this movie made me linger on so many things within it. And I want to hear your thoughts on what you think of this, if
Okay.
this is a reach or not or whatever. But in the movie we get the explanation of the Jackson Pollock painting, right?
Oh, okay.
But we also see in the movie the sticky notes, right?
Oh, okay.
On
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
They're different colors. They're sporadic. It kind of looks crazy, right? But so the whole thing with Jackson Pollock is that he doesn't think when he paints.
Right.
Sticky notes are thoughts written down all over. And I didn't know if that was like a pure like contrast of that, of actual thoughts written down, and then they're different colors, and then they're all just sporadically put on a wall. But then the Jackson Pollock painting is just free, non-thinking free painting, right?
Right.
And I didn't know if there was any like comparison there or not, like that you could make. You literally
just opened my mind.
That's pretty
Ladies and
incredible.
gentlemen, he's done it once again. This guy.
So okay,
Good
so
Lord, if you're watching to this point, Tanner,
not a
you're cooked.
reach.
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
No.
Okay.
In fact, that's like as you started saying it, I saw that because I remember. So we were watching, and you brought up the sticky notes, and you're
it
like,
lingered with me. I didn't know
you're kind of
why.
making fun of the fact that he'd have all these
Why
sticky
look-
notes.
he's
Yeah, like
not
how
looking at
unnecessary.
every one of these. I was
right?
like, there's no way you look at every. There's so many of them.
Right.
What are you gonna remember? You're not gonna look at every one.
And
But
that's
that
interesting
made
that
me
you
think
frame it
about
that
it.
way,
Yeah.
as far as literal organized thoughts individually
Yeah.
placed, as opposed to sporadic kind of splatters
Right.
on a painting, on a canvas.
That Jackson Pollock is notably known for not thinking when he paints.
So it's
That's
almost
like the point.
in the vein of like, I want to emulate Jackson Pollock, but missing the point entirely.
Yeah.
And I think that's how he feels about AI. He sees it as like, yeah, that's the next step, and eventually they'll look back on us as the fossils. But then it's like, well, you're the one that propelled it forward, though. You did that, and I know he also says that it will happen
It's
eventually,
gonna happen
anyways.
But
How could you know that?
'cause he's a
You're bullshitting.
egomaniac.
Yeah, exactly. You're bullshitting. You're literally just saying shit. Like, bro, he's literally just fucking
Yeah.
talking. Like, he's just talking nonsense. This guy's an idiot. But again, he's also a genius in a coding sense. Like, he's like a master programmer and this prodigy.
Yeah.
There you go. Good Lord, I couldn't think of the word. It escaped my mind. You guys said it earlier. That's really interesting. I like that comparison. In fact, I have a note. I think I told you a little bit
Yeah.
about the Jackson Pollock
I like this
painting.
one.
So this is in the original draft of the script. It didn't make it into the final film, but the scene with the painting originally had a more extended explanation for the painting even being there, because I noted that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
That was like there, and I know they kind of like they're like they like kind of look at it, but they don't really discuss it. In the original draft, they do discuss it a bit, but not in the sense that in the original draft, Nathan states that that is an original Jackson Pollock. At the very least, at one point, he purchased that painting, and it was an original, but he had an artist recreate it exactly, down to the most minute detail. And without knowing, he picked one and burned it. And then the other one he framed, the one that we see in the movie. And his rationale for that being that it was the comparison between AI and humanity, that you would never know, it's indistinguishable from one another. And without knowing the context of one another, so in the case of Ava being his most advanced yet, if you didn't know, like if she had her hair, like by the time you see her at the end of the film, if you didn't have the prior context that was a fucking robot, you would just assume it's a human being, therefore passing the Turing test. And in the case of making that comparison between that and the painting and the replica, I thought it was really interesting. I'm kind of sad
cool.
they cut that. I understand that it could have maybe killed the pacing, or maybe you could have just been like an awkward scene to kind of like maybe too on the nose.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, but I
But I
like
like
that
knowing
we're
that.
talking about.
I
it
like
now.
that they had the idea.
I like the rationale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea.
Like,
that
what
it's
can we
there.
do with this painting
Right?
more than what we did in this movie?
And it shows again more of that kind of ego with
I
Nathan,
also
that he's just
do
like a
just
fucking
like
wacko.
picturing Nathan just being blackout drunk,
Exactly.
picking one of them and burning the other.
Yeah, he's like,
just like
"Oh,
having a whole
you can burn
like
one.
hitting his punching bag and just being like, "Is it still burning?"
That's the thing about Nathan. Like, again, he acts like he's very deep, but he's like not. He's very surface level a lot of the time. Again, he's incredibly intelligent, but that doesn't mean he's like philosophically deep.
I also do appreciate the dialogue. So shout out Alex Garland again for this, because he doesn't go too much into this, like making it seem like Oscar Isaac's this like just super intelligent guy. You know that he is, but he's also a regular dude too.
Well, the fact that he scaled it back purposely, that
Yeah,
he's just
like,
like
dude,
a
I don't want to.
dude.
He's like, he even explains, like, dude, I don't want to talk about that shit.
Yeah,
Like, do you
like, I
like
just
it or
wanna get
not?
fucked
Like,
up.
do you know? I like that because it feels more natural.
Yeah.
and it feels like it works better for me, like hearing that, because it's like, okay, we get it, you're smart. Like if you were more, like had more intellect within his speech, to where it's like now the audience can't even keep up, and it's like, I don't know what the fuck
It'll
you're talking
alienate
about.
the audience.
Right. So it's like, you don't need
It's
to do that. You
unnecessary.
already get like his intelligence by who he is and where he is and
Yeah.
what he's doing. You already get that. So, and I like that he even has to explain, like, dude, I don't care. Do you like, you know, like, what do you
Yeah.
think? You know, and it's just like
Extremely
I love that.
clever
I
writing.
love that. It's way more natural.
Simple. It
Yeah.
simplifies everything down. Again, high concept, simple execution.
I love that.
That's what I love about this
Me
movie.
too.
Just thinking about how now that we're kind of zoned in on Nathan,
Mhm.
and you had mentioned like just his presence in the beginning, and just kind of thinking about how that is different than the ballerina-ness of Ava, and how he kind of stomps around.
Oh,
Just, like,
yeah.
kinda
He's like a brute
Yeah,
almost.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
is,
he's
like-
very forceful, right? Yeah.
and always wearing
I
the
like that.
the top.
Yeah.
His little tank top and
Yeah.
his
Sweats or something.
yeah, basketball
Oh.
shorts. He's rocking his fucking
Also,
shorts.
just, I mean, it really bugged me when he, fresh off of hitting the bag, shows him his room and is laying down on his bed. Like, hey, buddy, you got a washing machine around here? You expect me to lay in there now? Your back is so sweaty. Are you kidding me?
He's getting after it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's hilarious. We'll see. Do you think that was on purpose?
Yeah,
like
I
him
do,
to like
1000%. That's like,
like
this
kinda
is
put him in his
welcome
place?
to my house, dog.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I
like-
mean, even him, he knew that a guest was arriving. He
Yeah.
probably knew
yeah.
exactly when that guest was
Oh,
arriving.
yeah.
What's he fucking doing, bro? He's in the bag?
Yeah.
Are you
Set
kidding
the
me?
tone, dude. He doesn't give
He's
a
got
fuck.
a big dick in him,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah. And
Egomaniac.
you had mentioned, and we were watching me, you, and Shotgun Frank. Shout
Shotgun
out
Frank.
producer Frank.
Producer
Um,
Frank. Yeah.
You guys will see him shortly. Anyways, that you guys noticed, and I didn't notice this until you guys called it out, but the way the camera shot. Go ahead and speak upon it,
Thank
because you're
you.
the one that brought it to me.
Holy shit, I would have completely omitted that.
Yeah, this
So-
is huge with what you were saying. So to like
There is
piggyback off
there
of that.
is like very intentional camera angles throughout the film that will literally place the characters, depending on the situation and how they're feeling about the situation, who's on top between Nathan and Caleb. So it'll literally frame upwards if a character's on top in the situation. Like, they basically have the upper hand, because this is like veering towards the end when specifically there's that like they're like hiking on the mountain,
Yeah.
right?
Beautiful shots there.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, yeah, like on location shots, looks really good. But the way it's angled will basically tell you who's on top in the situation, because it'll frame upwards.
Most of the movie was Caleb when it was like in his perspective.
Right, yeah.
It was upwards.
It was upwards
because,
again to
yeah.
further, kind of demonstrate that Nathan's on top.
Yeah.
He has the upper hand.
He's this domineering
when-
character. Yeah.
He starts to kind of stand up for himself, and for Ava, for that matter, the situation at hand, it'll start to frame him up and frame Oscar. Or
I
Nathan.
love that you guys pointed that out, because once you did that, I couldn't help but notice that going
It's so
forward.
obvious.
That's great.
But it's
It is,
such,
but I didn't even.
well, see,
pick it
but
up.
the first time I watched it,
Mm.
I'm not picking that shit up. You know what I mean? That's visual storytelling
Yeah.
Yeah.
done to such a masterful degree. Like, honestly, kind of blew my mind when I'm looking at this and I'm going, it's telling you.
Mhm.
It's outright telling you what's happening without saying it. It's not in the dialogue. And again, credit to the writing, credit to the cinematography, credit to like literally every part of this film.
Everything,
Because
dude.
it takes it so intentionally. And that you don't get that a lot. In a lot of movies, there's not intent in every shot. Every frame of this has
Dude,
intent.
it felt like every scene had intent.
exactly.
Like, dude, the reflection shots. I
Oh,
love
gorgeous.
I love the shot of Ava when it's like kind of like it's her in a room and she's by the window, so it's almost like a silhouette of her,
Right.
But she has the translucent like abdominal area,
Right, yeah.
whatever, and it's that beautiful shot of still the window and you see the nature and stuff, but it's just her silhouette and it's just the translucent body,
Right.
and then she like turns to Caleb, dude. I don't know what that shot. It's engraved in my brain.
Hey, listen,
and
it's an Oscar winner
it's
for a reason,
beautiful.
and that's what's gonna do it. It's
The reflection
so gorgeous.
shots in like the enclosed little thing that they
Yeah.
have the conversations in. beautiful. I don't know how they got rid of some of the reflections, and then some reflections are intentional. It's just like, it's insane, like the way they went about it.
100%. And I'm surprised
it
didn't get it. I'm surprised it didn't get a nom for cinematography because it looks
this movie blew my
gorgeous.
mind.
The color
It
grading
really
is
did.
so interesting. So I'm going to talk about my favorite scene.
Yeah.
I know I mentioned it
I
earlier.
just want to say, look at my backseat filmmakers here, dissecting and interpreting this movie, cooking in the kitchen.
Reese, I hope you enjoy because
I love
we're
it.
like really
Dude, I
trying
love
here.
this movie.
But this movie fucking rules. So
Can I
you
just
already
go
know that.
back to the sticky note thing real quick?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
sure.
please.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Before I get too derailed on the dumb shit.
It bugged me. Thank you for bringing that.
Yeah,
it
that's
bugged me.
awesome,
It
by the
bugged me
way.
that there wasn't a payoff of the sticky notes.
Oh,
because
okay.
they immediately caught my eye
you
too.
get me
I was
that?
like, oh, there's
That's
gonna be
a lot
like
of sticky
there's gonna be like a clue in there or something. Like when he eventually, because he's telling them, he's like, this card gets you here, it won't get you here. I was like,
Oh,
he's
right.
gonna like break in, find like whatever he needs to find in there. It's like, well, sticky notes didn't even matter. It's like, but you saying that brings me some comfort in like
Yeah.
why.
Okay.
why
No,
it was
honestly,
like that.
same. Because again, I remember you making fun of that.
dude, I was like,
kind
that's a
of
lot of sticky notes.
Yeah.
It's like just like inherently silly.
Yeah,
Right?
because
Right?
you're not
Like, it doesn't make
looking
any
back
fucking
on
sense,
those. There's so
except it
many that
does.
you're
They're-
not.
and
you're
it's
not.
so they're so central in the shot.
Exactly.
Like,
Right,
the
right.
computer,
It's
the computer is
intentional.
lower on the shot, and they're like in the middle of the frame. So it's like,
That's
So
why
now
it
when you
lingered
talk
with me. I
about
was
it-
trying to make sense of it.
And you
Yeah.
go, everything
That
is
makes
with
sense.
intent.
yeah.
It has intent. Even if it's interpretive. Even if
Right.
we could
Again,
be
that's
making
why
some
I
shit
wanted
up.
to check
I
with
don't
you
know.
guys. I didn't know if
Yeah,
it
that's,
makes
what,
sense.
that's what art
I like
is,
that.
right?
Exactly. It's completely subjective. It's
Yeah.
completely interpretive. And this movie 100% leans into that, even more so with the literal art that it has in the movie with the Jackson Pollock. But I'm talking about my favorite scene.
Yeah. Please.
The dance scene.
Yep.
And I say this like unironically. Like I know it's like kind of like memed on because it's like fucking hilarious. Because Tanner says it's random. It comes out of nowhere. Which like, yeah, it kind of does. But it's also like, first of all, I think it is the most gorgeous looking shot in the whole film. That alone, I'm like, from an artistic standpoint, I'm like, oh, this rules. But then also, he fucking tears it up on the dance floor. What do you say? He's
So
like,
is Kyoko?
yeah, Kyoko killing it, dude.
Yeah,
Like
it's
this
doing
little
the same
choreographed
thing.
dance. They're in sync.
Yeah.
What does he say? He says something because he's like, oh, he's talking about the drawing that Ava made.
Yeah.
And he's like, you tore up her drawing. He's like, I'm about to fucking tear it up on the dance floor.
Oh,
Tore up her picture. I'm gonna tear up the fucking dance floor, dude. Check it out.
yeah, dude.
That got such a big laugh.
No,
out of me.
it
That
is
so
in
funny.
fun,
What a
and it looks
great line.
amazing, like you said.
But then he hops into it, yeah, and they're doing this dance, and it's with that red lighting, and like it's like
it's like a red purple kind of.
yeah, dude, and it doesn't like it feels very ethereal. It feels very
Yeah, it
dreamlike
does.
almost, but like
I guess that's
he's
why.
just fucking tearing it up. I don't know, like they're both just going ham, and it's just so funny, but it's also like it looks gorgeous. It'll cut to Caleb, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
That's
And
how I felt. So what the fuck's
the
going on?
audience like, "What the fuck?" And then it'll cut back, and he's just fucking.
They
hitting
are
those-
tearing it up.
He's
They're
fucking
tearing it up.
clapping.
Yeah. No, they're in it. And
But I also
loved
think
it.
that kind of encapsulates Nathan.
That's fair.
He is this like I would go as far as to say like carefree, but he's not. Like actually, he wants to see.
He's
trying to sell
strategically
himself,
carefree.
dude. Right on the money. I love that. Strategically carefree because he's trying to sell this image of himself
Mm-hmm.
that he doesn't. Oh, dude, I'm just trying to vibe. I'm just trying to have a good time. Hey, not, dude. Also, you're like a drunk, fucking like miserable man, and you're trying to like play God. It's insane. But like, I feel like that scene, like, I don't know, like just kind of captures that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous scene.
I took that scene as obviously that's when Kyoko and Caleb she reveals to him that
Mhm.
she's AI. And then I thought when he was in the door, I was like, oh, here we go. Like he's about to like attack him or something.
Right.
We're about to see the
Mm.
punching bag come out. And the fact that he switches it to that, I was like, oh, well, this is incredibly unsettling.
Yeah,
Like
it
what he is not only messing with my mind, but I
keeps
can
you
imagine.
guessing,
yeah.
bro.
I was like,
He's
all right.
fucking with Caleb the whole time.
I was like,
I guess
he's got these great moves too. It's like, what?
the
He's
randomness
grooving, it's awesome.
only adds to that character building
Right.
of Nathan. So I guess it does work. I guess to me, I wouldn't have expected a choreographed dance scene within this movie when
It's so
we got
silly.
it. Like it is silly, but it
When you look at it from an
It
objective standpoint.
looks great.
right.
They dance great. Like it
Killing
looks
it.
good.
It's awesome.
It looks good,
What is
and it's to kind of keep you on your toes. And it's I do I can appreciate that.
What does
Is
it
it-
cut to right after that? Because it's like
it literally cuts to them in the hallway. It's Caleb and Nathan's fucking drunk and he's like slapping
Right,
himself and he's like
right.
stumbling. Like you said, he's kind of like almost like stomping about
yeah.
because he's hammered.
Yeah.
And it's a hard cut.
That's
to
when
just
he
like,
gets to his room.
Yeah.
and he starts.
I believe so. Yeah.
Well, that made me think of like when he choreographed this with Kyoko. I know he has plenty of time
Sure.
to, so he's probably done this many times. But who choreographed it? Did she or did he? You know what
Probably-
happened?
I guarantee he did.
Yeah, she just like
I
went
just-
with it and just memorized his movements. Or
Right.
something?
Yeah. And just like, oh, just follow my
It's
lead.
just that it's
Do what
funny
I
that
do.
made me think
And
of
it's
that.
just
Immediately.
grooving.
Like,
Yeah.
when'd you do this?
It's an awesome scene. And I think like, again, you look at it from like an objective standpoint and it's just like, oh, that's hilarious. It's like goofy.
The thing is, he's been secluded. I think this only gave him a reason to like show somebody that, like, yeah, dude,
Check
look,
out my dance
look
moves.
what we got.
Yeah.
Look what we got going. You know, like no one else comes here. I
Look
gotta show
what
somebody.
I got going on.
I gotta show somebody here. So that's
You just
cool.
bust 'em
That's
out.
cool.
It's awesome.
We saw it. That's great.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got anything on that, Seth.
I don't have anything
He's
further on
speechless,
that.
folks.
That
That,
dancing.
I know. I just like talked
I
about that
was
for like
too.
way too long, but it's such a like I don't know. That's like the movie to me.
Mm.
I don't know. It's like to me, it like legit captured exactly what I wanted out of this movie, and I think the second time seeing this, that scene just like stood out to me even more, but for like a more thematic sense. But like it was cool. I just liked it. It looked great, and
It did look
and
great.
Oscar Isaac's
It
going
did.
ham. Apparently on the Blu-ray,
They
there's
sold
an
it.
extended dance.
Oh, yeah.
number.
We had the
I
Blu-ray.
got the Blu-ray. I'm gonna watch it. I didn't
We
watch
will
it.
watch
yet.
it.
I want to know what you guys think about the scene where Caleb cuts himself open.
Oh, dude,
Which,
that's a
first of
wild
all, that
scene.
dude's dying if he doesn't tourniquet that.
Dude,
That is a lot. He
Dude.
cut such a big.
that's a
Like,
lot.
so
that blood was
he-
so syrupy.
Oh,
First of all, he cut vertically
Yeah.
too. You know, that's the.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's like
I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the way to like go if you're trying to
Like,
off yourself.
kill
But,
yourself. Yeah.
yeah, no, but then it gets revealed that like he knew that he was watching, so it's like, did he commit to this
Oh,
bit?
you're right.
Did he commit to this bit of cutting himself that much to do that, or was that only planned after?
It wipes.
You know, there's so many layers to this where you could go, but to me, it feels almost pre-planned in a way that maybe he didn't mean to go that far.
I
And
thought he was
like,
just
"Holy
tweaking,
fuck, maybe I
bro."
went too far.
I-
It's
I genuinely thought that he was a robot.
Yeah,
dude,
like-
I was like, holy shit, this guy
like
thinks
that's how
oh,
far the Turing test went. That he's
made me
like,
think
"Am
I
I
was a
AI? Did
robot.
he
Am
make
I
me?
AI?"
Did he make me?"
Yeah,
Like, buddy, you got the scar on your back.
But it's like,
but is that
You're right.
and then it's like, could
Would
he
you
have
have
the
his memory
memories?
erased or memories implanted?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, I have the memory of like that crash, the car
Dude,
crash, and it's like,
insane.
how is that not implanted?
I want to believe that he did believe that in the time that he thought he was fucking AI.
I could see him
Eh,
initially
yes.
for a sec going,
Yes,
"Am I fucking AI?"
It just
But
felt
then kind of going,
I think he.
"No way,
I
he's
was like,
watching."
I was like,
wanna
dude, you
believe-
could have just like give yourself a razor cut or something. Like, you didn't have to cut yourself open like that. But
something, yeah.
Crazy.
and the way he's just lingering in the mirror, like, dude, I know that
But
hurts.
it does make
But it's-
the audience
Yeah.
convincing enough to where it's
Yeah.
like you give yourself that much of a slash
yeah.
in your arm. It's like, oh, is he AI? Because it's like it's that dude, it's that big, and
I
it's
wanna
almost
point
convincing
out-
enough for us to view that as like, oh shit, is he AI? So yeah,
This it's got to be a pretty obvious Terminator reference, right?
oh,
Where he's
I got it.
cuts off the
It's
it's
gotta be
on
some
the forearm.
Yeah.
Cuts into himself
Right.
and same. But yeah, I think it's like a very clear homage.
It's gotta
because
be.
like as soon as he starts, because he's
Come on.
like
Yeah,
kind
it's
of like
gotta
looking
be.
at his eyes, but then as soon as he starts cutting the forearm, I'm like, oh, this is like a
That's a
this is
good
like a
call. I
Terminator.
didn't I wouldn't pick
reference.
that up.
I also wanted to mention that first scene where the power gets shut off when he's in
Yeah.
his room.
Mhm.
Dude, I would have freaked out so
Oh,
bad.
dude, I would have been tweaking. dude.
Cement walls, bro.
I
No,
would've-
I was tweaking.
Because then he's locked because then his key card's not working.
Yeah.
And he's like kind of panicking. I would have been freaking the fucking. I would have been out of there the next
I thought
day.
Ed was gonna fuck us up. Fuck him
Yeah,
up.
I would like Nathan. Give me that fucking chopper tomorrow, dude. This is BS.
Yeah,
Locking me in my room. And he's like, oh yeah, those power outages, they've been happening.
Like you're
What
not
are you
gonna
fucking
check
talking
on
about?
that.
Yeah, he's
You're
like,
not gonna.
Yeah, whoever installed this
You're
shit.
not gonna
Like,
wonder
bro,
why
aren't
that
you,
might
like-
be happening.
Insane.
Nothing.
But see, again,
It's
this movie,
reassuring.
more than anything, I think the theme of paranoia,
Mhm.
and in a very understated way, it is like the main kind of like selling point. because again, you're constantly questioning Nathan,
Yeah.
mainly Nathan and
To me,
Ava.
it was all three of them.
You could
It was almost of like whose
right.
motive is what? Like
You know
who's,
something's gonna go down
with
But
all
you're like,
three of them. I
What are
knew
they all
something
doing?
was
Yeah.
up.
What are their
dude.
motives?
Like, yeah,
Exactly. And I think
it's
that
beautifully
sense
written.
of paranoia is so thick. It's so good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I also want to know what you guys think about the knives, the stabbings. Very uniquely, like
so
they're-
like just
they're
like
almost
just
personal.
just like
Gentle.
slide in. Yeah.
Right. They're
It's
so
like-
personal though.
yeah.
Like with that choice.
it's
Right.
like it just slides in
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
It-
yeah.
it- honestly, I would say it kind of ties into how you said the ballet
Yeah.
movements, like these soft, like almost calculated movements. It's just
Controlled.
just like
It's controlled.
just in and
It's-
out.
it's-
It's not hyper
and-
violent. It's not just like
I
jab.
don't, because of how
like
slow
that.
it is. I don't think it is like personal.
Right.
It's in a way kind of is, I guess, but like because a knife rather than like something like a gun is
Sure.
more personal, right? Because you got to do it up close. But I think because of how controlled it is and how I think it was just almost like the beginning of what Nathan was talking about of like they're gonna take over eventually, this and that. And I think it was almost of like, in a way, trying to ease into that. And like, I mean, a stabbing is brutal.
I also love how she's not like a Terminator robot, because when she's running at him, like, oh, she's about to like check him through the wall.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, oh no, he can overpower her physically.
Yeah. Exactly.
I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like you've been mentioning a lot about how he kind of accepted that might die at the hand of one of these AIs. But I think his move of double blade front and back, getting up, trying to like assess and like keep moving forward is like interesting. That like he doesn't just accept it there and die.
Right.
Like he tries to he's
Yeah.
like, buddy, you're cooked.
But both of them, Kyoko and Ava, are like
Really,
buddy.
Right.
really interesting how how like fragile these robots are too.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
was
almost
actually
took that as
surprised
like
about
some
that,
kind
too.
of
just a
some kind
blunt
of
head.
fail safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As like if he had to like because
I gotta imagine he was
we
prepared for
saw
that,
one
too,
of those
yeah.
other AIs, the one that
right.
hit the plexiglass.
I
Their
knew
hands are just
something-
We're like,
yeah.
okay, they get physical. I gotta make it to where if I need to overpower them
Bro,
physically,
he's
I
just-
can do that.
yeah,
They're not gonna
man.
be like a Terminator, right?
Right.
There's a neat interview with all of them, cast and crew and everything, that explain how they got to making that mesh little hexagon kind of metal.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful. Like the way they came about it. The way they had to like work with the different things of chemicals to like make that type of shape. Whole
Because it
thing.
looks incredible.
Yeah, she's wearing that
Like, it
whole
looks
thing. The only thing that
really
they
good.
CGI'd is the torso
Yeah,
and
like
everything
the
like that.
translucent.
But everything
Yeah.
else, that's real. And
It's really good.
It's cool too, because like Alex Garland said that he made the like kind of shape of it to look like a spider's web.
Oh,
And
okay.
to where like in certain light you can't really see it, but in certain things you can. Like you could almost feel it because of the texture that's there. It's really neat. It's a cool idea that you have, because like you said, like we've been saying the whole episode, everything's within intent.
Right.
Everything that you see, like this movie is awesome.
Okay. I don't know if you
I've
guys
been
have
sipping
anything
a little
else. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're all kind of. Well, not this guy. Good for you.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's interesting. Alex, his like real life take on AI kind of take on it is that we need to help it along, not see it as a budding force.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting. Like that's his actual take on it, and then this is. I don't know if that's the take he came up with after this movie or before, but I think it's interesting how early this movie is. Like obviously there's been AI movies, but with how kind of like attainable this feels.
Exactly, right?
I was sitting there watching. I was like, which one of these tech freaks actually has these like dungeons of?
Yeah,
If there was a robot that was introduced tomorrow that looked hyper realistic like Ava's face, I'd freak out.
You wouldn't fucking know, dude.
Well, I mean, if they debuted her with like,
No, you
The tech.
wouldn't know. It'd be Ava, dude. You wouldn't fucking know.
yeah. Do you think it was beautiful, unsettling, weird? Lingered too long on the scene of her piecing herself together to like make herself.
Literally everything you just said,
Yeah.
I would describe it as such.
I was just gonna say I agree with all that.
I kind of think that's the idea
Right.
because you're not supposed to feel any sort of humanity. Your first reaction would be to related to a human, but in the case of the story, it's not a human.
Like I think
Making
with the
these
use
decisions.
of like
weird.
the female nudity within showing like the different robots and stuff, like the previous versions, to me it was almost unsettling because of how long it lingered. But when you you're in the context of the movie and the storytelling, and that these are robots, like you kind of got to go with that. And with that, I think it kind of works like when she's like piecing everything together, she's discovering these robots herself too. So you're almost with her and she's like, oh, is this what I'm supposed to look like? Like, you know, or should I have this? Should I have that? She gets hair, everything like that. I think that's kind of moving in a way that she's able to kind of depict that.
Well, I think that shot that we can see on the back of this Blu-ray right here when she first gets out of her cubicle,
she's looking at the
she
different
first
faces.
sees the face,
Right, yeah.
and she like touches her face.
She's like, oh, like what should I have? What know? It's kind of interesting to see that kind of like almost newborn like ideas going on 100%. In her head. Like, oh, she has choices. She has free will. What should I
that's
decide
how
on?
Advanced
What
this
do
AI
I decide
become,
on this or not? And it's interesting. I like that.
I don't think I have anything else to say.
I just wanted to say,
sorry, that's why I throw that out there.
Very end about her walking through the house and right before she walks up the steps, turns and gives that great big smile. It's like, whoa, like you're go out to the world, Ava. I guess like this is your.
I'm excited
and
good for her.
Also, the helicopter pilot's just like, oh, cool.
He's like, oh, some lady, I guess.
To be fair, like, would he know any of this?
I don't think. No. I think he'd be like
he would think that this is a woman.
Right,
this is a woman.
Right.
I guess
the Turing test, right?
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit! All right,
this guy got fucking
I'll
give you a ride.
She's probably like,
I thought I was here to pick up that redhead guy. But
oh no, he's actually staying here another week. Nathan said I can take the fucking helicopter.
Cool. I'm not allowed anywhere near the compound.
Sure, man,
I just fly the helicopter.
Sure, Nathan never texts me shit.
So
I don't fucking know what's going on.
I'm the only one that does this route here. I don't know how you got here, but okay, sure, hop in.
Just hop in. I'm not gonna question.
I don't know. Man.
I don't want Nathan to get mad. Yeah, I think that does it.
Yeah,
does Ex Machina. I think we hop into scores.
Let's
Perhaps.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm curious what you guys think.
I think throughout the course of this conversation, my score has changed.
Which higher, I presume.
Which is
higher
for sure, and not like a huge amount because I already had a high score, but like this movie fucking rules. But I think talking about it and getting that perspective on what this movie is trying to say, and I think this being the second time I watched it gives you like this like insane kind of perspective. It's so weird. Like this movie feels so non-human. Yet it has so much humanity behind it, and like that's how you like do like AI.
That's a cool way to put it.
It's fucking insane. Like this movie rules. I think I'm gonna give this a 9.6. It was already over a 9 for sure. And again, I know it went up, but I'm like hearing your guys' perspectives and getting that perspective on this film because I think it is all perspective. It's so interesting to me. This movie like is kind of a mind fuck, and I think that's really cool. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Seth, what do you got?
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a very thought-provoking movie, and sci-fi AI is a very interesting concept, and I thought he had a very unique take on it, and I love the tightness of the movie, working with just 3-4 characters the whole time, helped for that runtime, and I really enjoyed it. You know, talking with you guys, obviously, all the nuances that you guys saw and that I didn't see on first viewing helped me understand the film a little better, which I enjoyed talking to you guys about these movies.
Did your score change within our conversation?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I do settle on an 8.91.
That's awesome.
8.91.
That's
there we go.
Yeah, but I thought it's visually stunning. Cinematography is great. Some of the shots were awesome. Most of the shots are awesome. The way Ava like just looks is incredible for AI, like humanoid stuff. Yeah, Oscar Isaac, great. I've always been a Gleason fan. Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tanner, what you got?
Dude, I gotta say, I'm a big sci-fi guy. I love anything sci-fi.
You love your AI sci-fi.
I love my AI sci-fi, and this one being original, not adapted from any book, movie, TV show, what have you. Alex Garland, you fucking cooked, dude. This movie, honestly, like I think talking about it, doing my research did help me gain a better score with more understanding of it, because I think this is something where I need to watch again. This movie made me linger with so many thoughts in my head that I don't think one watch could have done my score justice going into it. Like you had mentioned, like the originality with this type of concept of AI and stuff. It's incredible. it being only pretty much 4 actors for the majority of it, and Kyoko Sonoya, again, don't know your last name. I'm so sorry. Like you did incredible with nonverbal communication, acting,
very
and
cool
it's
physical performance.
So good. Like top to bottom, this is amazing. Visually, dialogue. I know some people might think certain scenes are a bit slow. To me, I'm a big dialogue person. Right. So with Alex Garland being a writer first, I think it all works. Like it feels like it works to me. Like it's paced appropriately. Okay, I'm just gonna get in my score because I can talk forever
about
this.
Getting excited over here.
Yeah, I
love
am.
It, though.
Honestly,
love it.
Dude, this is almost a damn near perfect score for me. I'm giving it 9.7.
Oh, nice.
And to be honest, it's only because I haven't given a second watch yet. It could be very well a damn near perfect fucking 10. And it's only because I haven't given that second watch. I told you not too long ago that I don't think I can give anything upon first watch a perfect 10 because I gotta let it marinate. I gotta let things think. I get it. Again with that sticky note scene and the Jackson Pollock painting, I wouldn't have thought about that while
that's
watching
really
it.
Cool, man.
I had to think about it, and like again upon another watch, I can have maybe a little better understanding possibly. So I can't give anything a perfect 10, but I will give it near a 10 because it deserves such. The acting, I could go on and on about it. A 9.7 is where I stand.
Nice. A 9.7 is extremely respectable,
Reese,
obviously.
This was a banger, dude.
It was.
If you have another suggestion, please, by any means, comment below with it because this pick was awesome.
Yeah.
I was never opposed to watching this movie.
Yeah. No,
it was just you brought this upon us to actually get to it, and this is a banger of a movie, man.
Spam the movies you want us to watch.
That goes to show. Yeah, if you want us to review something, what's your comment? Reese,
comment below.
Thank you, Reese. Appreciate it. Terrific film.
Yeah.
Terrific experience. Loved watching with you and Frank. Yeah. Shout out producer Frank again.
Shotgun Frank.
Yep. He'll be involved very soon. You guys will see.
You'll see him soon.
But I'm glad you guys liked it. Obviously, and I'm sure Reese likes that you guys like it.
Reese, comment below what your rating is out of 10. I'm curious. What do you give it? Okay.
That'll do it for this episode. Great time. And shout out Alex Garland, dude. Just cooked. Ex Machina. Great film. Yeah. But I think that does it for this episode of Backseat Filmmaking. What is this, episode 13?
I believe so.
All right.
Yes.
I'm losing track. We're getting up there. All right. We're moving and grooving.
I don't know.
Episode 13. Thank you guys for stopping by and hopefully getting to this point and even listening to us. But I think that'll do it.
Cool.
What do you guys say? Dean Norris, take us away.
Hey, fans and subscribers of Backseat Filmmaking. Thank you, viewers, for watching. You need to like, subscribe, comment, and generally don't break bad on the comments, all right? Because I'm going to kick your butt, all right? You don't want the DE after your ass. So do all that and support Backseat Filmmaking.